They say animals have a sixth sense, an ability to perceive what we, in our arrogance, often dismiss. But what happens when those senses are tuned to the spectral plane? What happens when the very ground they walk on is soaked in sorrow, in tragedy, in unexplained energies? We're not talking about your average trip to see the lions and tigers. No. Tonight we delve into a place where the barriers between worlds are thin, where the echoes of the past aren't just memories, but active, terrifying presences. We're going to a place where the joyful laughter of children and the curious calls of exotic creatures are now intermingled with something far more sinister. Whispers in empty corridors, unexplained cold spots that freeze you to the bone, and shadows that move with an intelligence that is undeniably not of this world. Welcome to the haunted zoo, where the spirits of the past still roam among the living. My name is Orion, and I've always been drawn to the unknown, to the places where darkness lingers. Join me as we step into the shadows of the haunted zoo.
Our first investigation takes us to an enclosure that once housed a beloved resident, a towering giraffe named Gideon. They say he was the heart of this zoo, a gentle giant, but his end, it was tragic, sudden, and some believe a part of Gideon never truly left. We're stepping into his former domain, a place now marked by an unnerving silence, a silence that many claim is frequently broken by sounds that defy explanation. The air here, it's heavy. You can feel it pressing down on you. We've got our K2 meters, our EVP recorders, everything. Staff members have reported seeing a fleeting, tall shadow, something impossibly high, moving within the confines of this empty space, especially at dusk. They describe it as a shimmer, almost like heat haze, but cold. A coldness that seeps into your very bones. We're setting up our full spectrum cameras, hoping to catch a glimpse of this spectral giant. The stories are consistent. A profound sense of sadness often accompanies these sightings. Is Gideon's spirit trapped here, replaying his final moments? Or is it something else, an energy imprint left behind by such a majestic creature? We've heard tales of faint, mournful sighs, almost like a deep exhalation when no one is around. Slight pause, sound of static from a spirit box. Did you hear that? A distinct drop in temperature right here. My breath is foggy. This is incredible. The EMF meter is spiking. There's an energy here, a powerful, undeniable presence. We're asking now, Gideon, if that's you, can you give us a sign? Can you show us you're here? The silence that follows these questions is often more terrifying than any noise. Visitors too have felt it. Children, especially, have pointed to empty corners, asking about this sad, tall animal. They see something. Their innocence allows them to perceive what our adult minds often block out. These aren't just isolated incidents, they're a pattern, a chilling tapestry woven from countless unsettling experiences reported over years. We need to understand the source of this sorrow. The ground itself feels different here, colder, almost damp, even on the driest days. We're taking soil samples, checking for any anomalies. Some theories suggest that intense emotional events can leave a permanent mark on the environment, a kind of psychic stain. Could Gideon's passing have been so traumatic that it literally imprinted itself onto this very enclosure? The very air crackles with an unknown energy. We're using the SLS camera now, trying to map any humanoid, or in this case, animal-like figures that our eyes can't see. The technology allows us to visualize anomalies, skeletal structures moving in the darkness.
We now move to a location steeped in human tragedy, the former zookeeper's quarters. This isn't just about an animal spirit. This is about a man, a dedicated caretaker named Arthur, who tragically lost his life on these very grounds. They say he loved this zoo more than anything, and perhaps his spirit found it impossible to leave. His devotion, it seems, extends beyond the grave. The building itself feels oppressive. It's small, cramped, almost forgotten by time. Yet, the stories emanating from these walls are anything but forgotten. Staff members who've had to access these quarters for storage speak of an overwhelming feeling of being watched, of not being alone. Doors creaking open and slamming shut on their own. Objects moving inexplicably. We're setting up a static night vision camera right here in the main room, where Arthur reportedly spent most of his off-duty hours. The air is thick with a musty odor, the smell of decay and something else, something intangible, yet unsettling. We're also deploying our full-spectrum cameras and audio recorders, hoping to capture any evidence of Arthur's continued presence. Sound of a floorboard creaking loudly upstairs. What was that? We're the only ones in this building. That came from upstairs, from Arthur's old bedroom. The intensity is already building. This isn't a place that likes to keep its secrets buried deep. It feels like the energy here is agitated, aware of our intrusion. We're announcing our presence respectfully. Arthur, we're here to hear your story. Many claim to have seen his apparition, a shadowy figure in a zookeeper's uniform, often glimpsed from the corner of their eye, standing silently in doorways or looking out of windows when the building should be empty. He's described as a melancholic figure, not threatening, but undeniably present. A silent guardian, perhaps, still on duty. We're conducting an EVP session now. Arthur, can you tell us why you're still here? Are you tied to this place? Did something happen that you need to communicate? The silence stretches, thick and heavy. We'll play this back later, hoping to find voices hidden beneath the ambient noise, voices from the other side. The reports often mention the distinct smell of pipe tobacco, Arthur's favorite, suddenly appearing and disappearing. It's a sensory hallmark of his alleged presence, a comforting scent to some, a chilling reminder to others that he's near. We've brought a pouch of the same tobacco blend he used, hoping it might act as a trigger object. A sudden, audible thump from another room. That was loud. It sounded like something fell. We need to investigate that, carefully. The energy in these old buildings can be volatile. We're moving towards the source of the sound. Our senses heightened. Every shadow seems to dance. Every creak of the floorboard sounds like a footstep.
Our final investigation tonight takes us into one of the most unsettling locations within the haunted zoo, the Reptile House. Even in broad daylight, these places can evoke a primal fear in many. But here, after dark, that fear is amplified tenfold. We're talking about something spectral, something ancient. The atmosphere is thick, humid, and heavy with an unnerving silence. Staff and visitors report ghostly whispers, disembodied voices echoing from the walls. We're setting up our parabolic microphone, trying to capture these elusive whispers. The Reptile House deals with creatures often associated with darker mythologies. Could this place be a conduit for energies that resonate with those primal instincts? The sheer number of cold-blooded creatures here creates a unique environmental energy. Whoa, that snake! It's acting incredibly erratically. It's striking at the glass, something the keepers say is highly unusual for this particular species. Is it reacting to our presence or to something else, something we can't see? Animals are often the first to sense these shifts in energy. We need to observe this. Reports from keepers are particularly disturbing. They speak of enclosures inexplicably unlocking, of temperature controls for sensitive habitats fluctuating wildly without mechanical cause, and of a pervasive feeling of being watched by unseen eyes, not just from the tanks, but from the shadowy corners of the building itself. This suggests an intelligent, interactive presence. We're focusing our investigation on the central hallway, where many of these whispers have been reported. We're conducting an EVP session, asking specific questions. Is there an entity here connected to this building? What is the source of the whispers? Are you trying to communicate a message or a warning? The Reptile House has a history. Before it housed these creatures, part of this land was rumored to have been an old, forgotten burial site. Could the construction have disturbed something? Could ancient spirits be lashing out, their voices carried on the humid air? This is a theory we cannot ignore. The very ground beneath our feet might be unhallowed. Did you hear that? That wasn't a snake. That was different. Almost like a word, but distorted, ancient sounding. The EMF meter is pulsing. There's a definite spike in energy right now. This is the kind of evidence we've been searching for, a direct response from the unseen. Some keepers have even reported seeing a shadowy, vaguely serpentine form slithering across the floor in the darkest sections of the house, disappearing before they can get a proper look.
Our journey through the shadowed paths and haunted enclosures of this zoo has come to an end. But the experiences, the evidence, the sheer weight of the unseen world we've touched tonight will linger long after we've left these grounds. From the sorrowful spirit of Gideon the giraffe, to the dedicated, watchful phantom of Arthur the zookeeper, and the ancient unsettling whispers within the reptile house, each story paints a vivid picture of a place where the veil between worlds is undeniably thin. The evidence we've gathered, the EMF spikes, the SLS captures, the chilling EVPs, and the profound personal experiences of cold spots and unseen presences speaks volumes. These are not mere coincidences or tricks of the mind. They are indicators of something far more profound, a testament to the fact that strong emotions, tragic events, and deep connections can imprint themselves upon a location, allowing spirits to remain tethered, perhaps indefinitely. Thank you for joining us on this spine-tingling journey through the haunted zoo. Remember, some spirits never truly leave. They watch, they wait, and sometimes they make their presence known in the most terrifying ways. The next time you visit such a place, look closer, listen harder. You might just find you're not entirely alone.